just got it.
You do have something.
Yeah, it just got it. Good morning or good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Coffee with Tyler. All right,
But
catch my breath.
It is known, is it?
Yes,
You just pointed at it.
you just pointed it. You're live on TV.
Oh,
All right.
you're a candid camera.
You're on candid camera.
Before you go any further,
Yeah.
Joe sent me a memorial that came from her church,
Oh.
and I posted it on the board downstairs in the mailroom.
Oh, thank you.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Holly had just sent that, got over to Teresa, and so we were just posting that.
Okay,
I-
then Joe probably sent it,
That's
I
what,
guess.
all we need to know.
Yep, and I don't know, I didn't have a chance to read it yet. I just saw it come across my email.
It doesn't
so-
say anything specific, it says at a future date.
Correct, and so as soon, and so what we're talking about is, obviously, Kate Phillips, left us too soon in some regards. Again, it's tough to talk about, but we will keep everybody updated as we know more. And again, we don't have those dates. Thank you, Polly, for filling us in on what the notice came from her church, right?
Yeah, it did, and I'm not sure why it went to Joe, but it did.
So, and we were on the lookout for that. We're in contact with her family as well as we kind of work through those details. And obviously, as we know more, we will share with the rest of the
God
East
needed her
Castle.
in heaven.
Well, I think her husband did too.
Okay.
So, but yeah. Again, it's part of that family that we have here at East Castle Place, and again, anytime anybody leaves, it's not easy. It's just sometimes when it's
Yeah.
a little bit more unexpected, I think is where everybody takes kind of a step back. So I'm sure she's singing, laughing, enjoying, and
Exactly.
making sure
Exactly.
everybody's wanting that for her as well. So
Writing poetry.
writing poetry and everything that she enjoys and loves. So yes, but as with anything, when we have a loved one, a neighbor pass, as soon as we know more information about anything, we'll definitely pass that along to you as well. So
Thank you.
of course. All right. So what else? What else is on everybody's mind? There's a State of the Castle tomorrow.
Yes.
There'll be a lot of updates in there from a number of different directors, including myself. You should have received a memo last week in your mailboxes, not only about COVID, neurovirus, some dining updates, but also now you probably saw hopefully on the backside, a construction update, renovation update. And so I know that in talking with the resident council on Thursday, there's a lot of questions about, hey, when is construction, what communication, kind of feeling maybe a little left out. And again, that's never my intent, as we did miss the State of the Castle, and I was out there for a little bit. But construction updates, renovation updates will happen on a weekly basis moving forward. I also didn't know dates, and so I was afraid to put something out there for just to change and add to confusion. And so that's why I did hold on a little bit, probably longer than I usually would, for some of that information, just because there was a lot in flux. Right now, the biggest components that are happening is the financing piece for the project. We have to go through, as you can imagine, a project of this stature requires a lot of due diligence, attorneys, banks, everything else that comes with it. But and ultimately, we have to have the state sign off on it, and the general attorney for the state as well. So a lot of that's been happening in the background. Also, the finalization of documents, bids, things of that nature. So it kind of keeps reminding me as a duck, East Castle, we're just floating along, but there's a lot going on underneath. And so a lot of that obviously should not impact what you see day in and day out. What you will start seeing that will impact you day in and day out actually starts happening really April 4th is the big date. And that's when Bradford Terrace begins really the construction, or actually demolition in this regard. but the impact to you as independent living residents in historic and the contemporary buildings should be minimal. Meaning Lindsay Hall's still available, the dining rooms are still available, that front entrance is still available, the parking lot's available. At some point, that entrance on the west side will be shut down for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, as they do their abatement and demolition and put up their walls and things of that nature. But that'll be back open during the duration of the construction in Bradford Terrace. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be drywalls. It's going to be a pretty much construction hallway. And so obviously that area will not be usable. It really isn't now, which is why we've moved a lot of the events over to this way. That's that first piece. It's about a 4-month process. That's what they have it slated for right now, from start to finish for that piece of the project. Obviously, there's a lot more that happens after that 4 months, and that's what impacts you as residents. My fear is I don't want to put too much of that out right now to add to potential confusion and just kind of that anticipation of what's to be. My preference, and again, I'm open to suggestions, would be to give you, a 30-day type of notice of, okay, this entrance is going to be shut down, and then reminders there forward, as opposed to the entrance is going to be shut down maybe in June, maybe in July. It just doesn't really benefit us, I think, and so that's why as those communications come out on a weekly basis, we'll be updating you.
Could I request that when you communicate those dates and everything, that you do it in other form other than just written?
Yes, absolutely.
Because I know there's just too many people that aren't able to read the written
Yep.
information.
And that's a really great point, Polly. We actually talked in our meeting today with Stacy about utilizing Touchtown much more.
She had some good ideas.
She had some really good ideas that she's been sharing with me that we're looking to implement, because I think Touchtown, unfortunately, we haven't done a good enough job in utilizing that technology to the best of its ability. And Jim, I won't. You can always point to ways that we can improve, right? And so we've lost a lot of that trust, and I just point to you, Jim, because you've helped us in realizing a lot of that. And so in that regard, I think we're going to kind of relaunch Channel 955 to a degree. And with that being said, it's also going to include a lot of that updates verbally with different things. I've outgrown the country kitchen. Fantastic. Welcome. Do each of you have chairs?
Yes. Here.
Okay.
Why don't one of you come over here?
But yes, absolutely. We know verbally needs to happen as well from that standpoint. Which is why, we will tape Stay in the Castle. We will have those things running on Channel 955. I do try and enhance the font. I know that's even tough though. So, and then again, throughout the construction, you'll see different faces, different names, things of that nature. One last point I want to bring up to the construction. You should have received it on your ledge last week, was the invitation to our groundbreaking. That is Tuesday, March 29th at 10 a.m. It'll be right here in the courtyard. We will have about a 20-minute program with a few speakers. One of them will be me. So if you don't want to stick to that part, perfectly fine. I am the lead. Come at 10:05 if you don't. Completely understand. But then what we'll be doing is we'll have it live streamed, because again, right now the 10-day forecast, can we trust that right
Cold.
now? No, we trust that? No.
Cold and wet.
All right, so right now, last I saw was about 45 degrees overcast.
Ooh.
Not the best. Again, we're gonna have it live streaming again in Channel 955, but we're also gonna set the live stream up in Lindsay Hall so that you can view that. You can also kind of be the Garfields if you want, on the windows, inside the dining room and along the hallways. And then afterwards, roughly 10:20, 10:30, Majarka and Tim have a large spread of mimosas, coffee, orange juice, pastries. I won't give it all away. I'll leave something to desire, but a nice celebration to really kick things off for you as residents. Some board members will be present. Obviously, some of the construction members. Eric Schmidt of CG Schmidt, he's planning to actually be one of the speakers to wrap us up. So again, I think it'll be a nice kickoff. And then again, April 4th is really when we'll see full construction. Next week, you will probably see some construction members happening. They have to, set up temporary power. They have to, take out power in areas, set sprinkler systems up appropriately, set up some walls, things of that nature. So you will see that happening, and that's going to be again on first and second floor of Bradford Terrace. Again, as in my memo, I stated safety is the priority, as it should be for any construction project, because if you're not safe while you're doing it, you're not going to be successful. CG Schmidt, they have an exceptional safety record, and they plan to keep it that way, and I plan to help them. So again, that does help, or that does take you as residents to be a part of that, to not go into those construction areas. If you see something they're like, ooh, that doesn't look right, let us know right away so that we can fix that. But again, they will put up windows in the drywall so you can see into the construction areas, both at regular height, maybe not the 6'7" height for basketball players, but normal height. And then also put some in for wheelchairs, so that if we have residents in the health center and assisted living, even in independent living that might unfortunately be in a wheelchair or something of that nature, they have the opportunity to. So look through those windows by all means. And again, CG Schmidt will have an individual that really you'll see and kind of be that face for the construction. Her name is Carla. She'll be on site. We have a really great team that we're working with, and so we're very excited to work with that. What other questions? Hi, Helen.
No, you go.
I'll get another chair.
So yeah, what other questions do you have?
Okay.
This is a very minor thing. but
Sure.
Does it hurt to push the button twice in the morning?
No.
I was part of a discussion, and some people thought it allows us the system if we did.
No,
it.
you can
I
push it
understand.
10 times.
It's the flash, though, right?
Yeah, you push it once. If you push it 3 times, 4 times, it's not like it's going to cancel out or anything. You can press that thing 10 times. It's not going to hurt the system.
I know only one.
No, but again, I'm not saying do that. Don't press it constantly to wear it out.
What time does it start checking?
6.
6 a.m.
Oh, is it 6? Not
Yeah,
4.
I want to say it's 6 a.m. It may be 5:30, but go with 6 a.m. 6 to 10, 6 to 9.
I know someone who pushed it right before 6 and it didn't register.
Yeah.
Oh,
So they called her.
So, good point. What else? Jim?
Margot would like to know when the dirty faded carpeting and historic hallway between water tower and the elevator is going to be replaced.
The water tower and D elevator, so outside your apartment,
Right.
replaced.
From the water tower to the D elevator, maybe beyond. It's faded and dirty, and doesn't look good when marketing brings visitors here.
Okay. We don't have it scheduled for replacement right now. We can definitely see what cleaning gets it to, and then regroup from there. But I'll definitely see, work with Ian and Kendall and see what their thoughts are. And then, because again, that's not subject to replacement right now. If anything, the replacement would happen in concurrence with this building when that goes online, which would be not till, next year.
Yeah.
So.
And it wouldn't be in water tower anyway.
Right, it would be outside a water tower. So, but yeah, that right now is not set up to be replaced. So we'll start with cleaning. If we have to take it from there, we'll take it from there.
Okay.
Appreciate the
how are we doing with empty places? Are they almost full now? Our
So
apartments?
as of yesterday we had them 100% sold.
Oh.
So what that means is 81 or 82 out of the 82 apartments are spoken for. There's one apartment that we just received a 10% deposit on, meaning they'll close in the next 30 days. We have 3 new residents, I believe, that'll be moving in the last week, or first week of April, second week of April. And so, yeah, the sales team is doing very, very well. So there's a number of new residents here. Jake is here. And then we have Miss Buddy. And then Miss Hip. No, I'm sorry.
Diane.
Miss Gannier, sorry.
And
Miss
now,
Hip isn't here.
can I ask you, are we ever going to, okay, right to the point.
Yeah.
I'm worried about losing our trees that are in this area. And are we going to get a chance to see the layout from the landscape artist at all, or is
Great question, Ms. Gannier.
See?
So the interior courtyard, this is the courtyard you're speaking to, right?
That's right, and the lifted area
Yep.
that someone informed me was going to be lowered. It'll
Yep.
be hard to save those trees, I expect.
Those right
Yes.
there. those
But
two
no,
big
these
ones.
are on the courtyard. These are down, so they shouldn't have to
Oh.
get rid of these, because they are they're low on the cement area, right?
These are not. These are on the upper side.
Yeah, those are.
Oh,
the
they
look
they
there.
are upper.
So they're gonna have
Alright.
to go? There's no
So-
way of saving those?
So the question is about the interior courtyard, and I talked with the resident council last week. Because of the work that needs to be done in the courtyard, we will be working with a landscape architect to upgrade and update the interior courtyard. But there's work that has to be done in the interior courtyard. And so a lot of the plants in there, unfortunately, will not survive. And so I've talked with the garden committee, and there's much more discussion to be had. As the plans right now are pretty minimal, but the plan is to flatten that area out to make it more functional, because there's not a whole lot of residents that get up to that upper area. And so rather than having that upper area, is to make it one kind of flat area so that it's more functional for the residents. However, there needs to be a lot more that goes into there, and that's where I'll be working with the garden committee and any residents that really want input into what that area looks like, with new garden beds, new raised garden beds, different trees, things of that nature that will survive in that new courtyard area.
I'm not even sure these are the trees I was looking at.
There's 3 trees on the bottom that are,
And then there are more over there that are even more raised, right around this corner here. And they actually go up as far as the 4th, well, maybe these are the trees I'm thinking of. I'm losing my,
You're in front of the camera, can you move?
Oh.
that's okay.
God bless us.
That's okay. So
Talk
yes,
about
we'll
making
be,
a splash.
we'll be making a more formal presentation about that area once I get more answers.
Right.
But Ms. Gannier, I will definitely.
May I say something to
Yes.
that? If you're really interested, the garden committee is meeting on Monday at 2:30, I believe. So, you know, just
Monday at
come to the
2:30.
meeting.
Right, I will. And trees are really important even for the environment, not to mention the fact that, I guess I have this little, because I'm on a 4th floor, but I'm in the other courtyard, and I look out and I don't see a green thing.
Okay.
Unless I go to my window and make it a point to look down. And, that's okay, and I don't expect that I could afford to change that, but it would, given that we're doing other things, it's nice to keep it in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, to that point, it's interesting. Arbor Day is in April, and so there was discussion about possibly trying to plant a tree of sorts somewhere on the grounds. So again, something that I think I would take resident input on and see if that's something that would make sense, and go from there. Because I think, we will be losing, unfortunately, some of these trees in the courtyard, and I do know what that means and what we can do to replace what we've taken out for East Castle Place, but also for the environment itself. So,
Right.
so yeah.
And I know that ginkgo trees are like the most hardy and the oldest of all tree. And they put them in the middle of cities and horrible places because they manage to survive on not a whole lot of water and everything, and they get tall and somehow manage. And so there are things that could be done without making them all, just shrubbery and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ginkgo, huh? Ginkgo,
Interesting.
yeah.
All right. What else?
There's a ginkgo tree in Whitefish Bay
Is there?
on Cumberland.
Is it still living?
Just,
Oh.
it's in the boulevard on Cumberland, just west of Oakland.
Really? Interesting. I'll have to take a look at that.
Dare I ask about the salon?
Just kidding.
He was waiting for that.
Yes, he was.
So we have engaged PS Salon to provide salon services. They're going through licensing right now, and they have a few stylists in mind for our community. It will not be the same stylist that we had formerly with PS Salon, and so again, I did meet with an individual that wanted to potentially offer the salon services. I just don't have a good enough comfort level from a licensure standpoint and the service that would be a good long-term solution. So again, I appreciate your patience. It is a question at the state of the castle as well. But we have re-engaged PS Salon, and they are going through licensing right now. So I do anticipate, hopefully, I know I said by April, beginning of April, my hope was to have salon services. It's now looking like towards the end of April that salon services will be back in process. However, in the interim, if you do need to go to a beautician or a stylist, Lyft rides are covered by East Castle Place to get you to and from if you would like. So again, it's the least I can do. It is an amenity that you as residents deserve and look forward to. And so I just want to make sure the next time we bring a provider in, it's the right long-term solution for us. So
You could add need.
what's that?
We deserve and we need.
Need, yes. But I have heard that right down on Downer, they do a nice job. I forget what it's called. Anybody?
Salon Nova,
Salon Nova, yes.
right on the street.
Yep, it's right by Starbucks.
Yeah.
Is that the one? Right by Starbucks. So if you need I've heard they do a really nice job. So I've
A
heard
bunch
them.
of people have been going to a place called the Beehive,
Oh,
that's on Farwell,
okay.
so that's not too far.
That's not either.
I have an appointment there on Friday.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, we'll wait and see how it
You
looks.
look right.
I'll stand in the lobby when I
Okay.
get
There you go.
there.
Should we schedule you? Do you want to be on the calendar and the weekly highlights?
Sure, yeah.
Please see Arlene's presentation from the Beehive. We'll leave it at that and see what happens.
Thank you all.
Beehive. Alright. What else? I know spring is around the corner. I mean, the first day of spring was what? Yesterday?
Sunday.
Which
Sunday.
corner is it around?
Through the bend and on the other corner, probably. Because yeah, I heard snow in the middle of Wisconsin, or was in central Wisconsin today. I know we got rain, obviously, so,
And fog.
and fog, and it's gonna be like this tomorrow too. I saw. So, well, April showers bring me, flowers, right?
What do May flowers bring?
bring? Pilgrims.
Pilgrims.
Oh.
Maybe
Very good, Arlene.
Spring
I
pilgrims.
was gonna say that
Just saw it from-
that sounds like a gym joke there.
Arlene scooped me on that one.
All right. Is that trademarked at all, or can that be?
No, it's not original with me either.
You can't steal a joke, you can only recycle it.
Okay.
And the only bad jokes are those that don't get recycled.
Yes.
Fair enough. Fair
Sometimes even they get recycled.
enough. Yeah. Well, for those of you that are newer, this is the Coffee with Tyler. It's honestly, we have a cup of coffee, have a conversation. I bring an empty notepad. There's questions on your mind. If you have concerns, any thoughts that you want to be answered, this is obviously an opportunity. Otherwise, my office is now right around the corner over here. So if you stay on the first floor of Water Tower and you're looking directly where Teresa Jenkins' office is, go to the left, and then you'll see my office on the left-hand side, the first door on the left. There's a picture of my family outside the door on my ledge, and my name is on the door last time I checked. So you can always find me there. And if I'm not there, find Maureen, find somebody in the hallway, they will track me down. That's what we're here for. So that's what I'm here for.
Is the State of the Castle not going to be broadcast tomorrow?
It will be.
Because it's not in the program.
It's not on the program. So yeah.
On the flyers, it is.
On the flyers? is it?
Yeah, it has 2 different dates listed for,
Yeah, I haven't seen any
Broadcast.
flyers.
look in the
In the
elevator,
elevator.
or down in the
There
mailroom.
wasn't any yesterday in either place.
Well, that's where I
Yeah.
saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was hunting for it because I thought it must be
yeah. it is.
broadcast.
Yep. 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Right.
State of the Castle. So. And yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else going on. Yeah, the next big thing for me is the State of the Castle, and then obviously the groundbreaking. So I hope to see everybody there.
I have a question about, they're taking the stuff out of, Bradford Terrace today, they're moving it out. Where's that stuff gonna be stored?
So if you walk down the hall, you'll see 3 of the tables in this area. And then the other items are stored in one of the apartments that is not in use right now.
Including the piano?
The 2 grand pianos are in storage, correct. So the 1 grand piano that's remaining in Bradford Terrace lobby, that you see as you walk in the door, that we're gonna move into the fireplace room.
Good.
And so we're gonna rearrange that just so that I know that that's a utilized piece of the piano. We have residents that enjoy that. We have some performers, and so unfortunately, because the Bradford Terrace lobby and that area will be under construction, and there will be a drywall hallway. It's not going to fit a piano. Rather than putting that piano in storage, I figured let's keep 1 piano, keep it in the front, and make it viable. So we'll shift around a little bit of the furniture in the fireplace room, and then that's where that piano will be. But there's 2 other pianos that we actually had. The Piano Wizards. They're a piano moving company. They came on Friday last week and moved the pianos for us. So because we are yeah, I know. We worked with Universal Services and they partner with them as well on some piano moves. So they're piano moving professionals, and then they will move them back when the Bradford Terrace is complete, because we are repurposing pianos and some of the furniture in Bradford Terrace. So believe it or not, I think we have 7 or 9 pianos in the campus. So and an organ.
What's gonna happen with the organ?
It's gonna stay there for right now.
Does anybody ever play it?
I have not heard of anyone playing that organ in my 4.5 years here.
I don't think it's one bit.
That may be why I don't hear it.
Good
Where's
point.
that? Do you know where that is?
But yeah, there's an organ right here, off the first floor in historic. So yes, anything else that's left in Bradford Terrace, is pretty much going to be. We had employees. They took a lot of the appliances, cupboards, and we kind of did a sale of anything and everything that employees wanted for a very, very reasonable price. You get a fridge for I think $25 to $50.
Wow.
It was either that or you know, kind of goes in the trash. So it also, you know, is a fundraising of sorts for us. Not really, but more of an employee perk. So
That's good.
but really anything that's left in there, if you're walking through first or second floor of Bradford Terrace and you see something that you really, really want, either go ahead and take it or, you know, just, you know, let me know and I'll make sure it gets to you, so.
I moved all the plants, the live plants,
Oh,
into the fireplace room,
thank you.
just
Oh,
because
Yeah,
they would disappear, I suppose.
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do probably one kind of walkthrough next week yet, probably take my director team. Again, as residents are walking through Bradford Terrace, if there's some things that are like, why are we getting rid of this? Or, you know, can we save this? Just let us know. And we can work through that with you. But again, unfortunately, a lot of those things have kind of seen a better day, in a lot of regards.
Well, some of
And
the plants have too, but
yeah, but you're gonna try and bring them back. I appreciate
they
that.
might revive.
So yeah. Otherwise, anything else? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.